Why is it so exposed? I guess I picked the wrong day to make a video because I feel very ugly today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are staying safe. Today's video is a very highly requested video, and I've been waiting for the right moment to actually film it, and I feel like this is the right moment because I can't go anywhere to film videos anymore, and I just have to stick with what I've got in a house. So you already know from the title, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I edit my Instagram pictures. So basically everyone and their mother makes this video, but everyone wants to know how I edit my pictures, and honestly I don't really have a big system to it. Before I begin telling you guys how I edit my pictures, I might as well go ahead and tell you guys to follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna put it right here at Bella Elizabeth with an extra H. So here's the thing. I used to edit my pictures very like saturated. I don't really edit my pictures like that anymore. I mean, they're still kind of saturated, but I've kind of changed that a little bit. And I don't have an exact theme. So I do not have one filter that I use on every single picture. I don't have like a preset that I use on all my pictures. I did have a Lightroom preset phase though. But yeah, I don't have a specific way that I do my entire feed. I just kind of play with the edits, and once I like it, I'm like, there we go, well, let's just post it. I'm illiterate today. I generally like to keep my pictures very warm toned. I like to use grain and stuff like that to make them look aesthetic. And then I also like the idea of making them look like a Polaroid picture. So sometimes I try to make the Polaroid effect on my own. You'll probably get a much better understanding when I actually show you how I edit these. So let's move on, shall we? So the two main apps that I use are Facetune 2 and VSCO. Those are the main two apps that I use with every single picture that I post. And then two other apps that I use sometimes are Afterlight and Snapseed. So those are the four main apps that I use. I do have a couple other apps that I downloaded just for I don't even know what reason. The ones that I've stuck with are those four. So I'm gonna get this started. I've never done a video like this before, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna move to the side here so that I can put what's on my screen right here. So I'm gonna edit 3 pictures total. 2 of them are kind of old, only because I haven't really taken any new pictures because I don't have anyone to take pictures of me. And then the last one is one that I did kind of on my own while I was bored here. So the first picture that we're going to edit, okay, I think we're gonna go with this one. I don't actually think that I ever posted this, but I took it when I was back on the college program, and this was in Animal Kingdom, and it was golden hour, and I just wanted to get a cute picture. So that's a common time that I try to take my pictures. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on how I take my pictures, but I do try to stick to golden hour. First, we're gonna go into Facetune, because Facetune is just where I go in and I edit my face. I have acne, yes, and I have breakouts. Some of the time with the lighting, it'll make my skin look fine, but I usually do at least some sort of smoothing on my skin because I'm self-conscious about that. So we're gonna go into retouch, and then we're gonna go to smooth, and I'm just gonna zoom into my face, and we're just going to, I'm just using my finger to smooth it out. I'm just going all around like on my face. So sometimes when I go through and do the smoothing thing, it'll look too smooth and it'll look almost fake, if that makes sense. And so what I do is there's a little bar here, and I'll just turn it down a little bit. And in this case, I do kind of want to turn it down a little. So I think that looks good, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the check mark. So there we go, now it's smooth. There's really nothing else that needs to be fixed on this picture. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. And now we're gonna go into VSCO because that's the second step that I'll do. So we're gonna add the picture that we had. Now I'm in my VSCO filters. I do have a couple filters in my favorites because I've gone through and I've kind of like seen certain ones that I've liked. So N3 is an example of one of the filters that makes it look like a Polaroid. We're gonna go ahead to that one, and we're gonna pull it down. That's another thing. I don't ever use filters all the way up because I think that looks too fake, and I try to make my pictures look pretty natural. We're gonna pull it to like 7, and that made me look really pale. So one thing I do if my skin looks pale from a filter, I go to HSL, which is all like the colors. I never mess with this unless it's for my skin. And in order to make your skin look darker, you go to the orange and you go to the lightness and bring it down. I'm literally just gonna bring it down to 0.7. I usually add some sort of warmth, so we're gonna go to temperature, and then we're gonna pull that up a tiny bit, probably to 0.7. I like that. And then I also like to bring my pinks up a little bit. The tint is what makes it look pink. 2.9 is where I'm bringing that. The exposure on this, I just sometimes play with because, yeah, I like that Polaroid look on this, but just the overall exposure of it, I don't like. So I'm gonna bring that down. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. So 1.2 is what we're looking at. So grain is something that I like to do a lot, and I'm gonna see how I like the grain on this. I do like the grain on this. So I don't always add grain, but it looks good with a lot of pictures, so it definitely does with this one. So I'm gonna bring that up a little bit to 3.8. And then another way to make my pictures look, I guess, Polaroid, is to bring the vignette. I should know how to say that. I really should. Okay, I'm gonna bring that up to like 2.3. And I think that this is good. I like this a lot. I'll show you guys the before and after. So this is before, and that's after. So not a drastic change, but like just enough to make it look aesthetically pleasing. So let me turn my... Okay, I've been gone for a while. As I was editing that picture, my screen recording was off the whole time, the entire time. So I had to go back and rewatch the footage of me speaking and editing that picture while I mimicked what I did before. Of course that would happen to me, of course it would. Anyways, so we're gonna go to the next picture. The next picture that I'm going to edit is another picture that was taken at Disney, and this was taken in Magic Kingdom, and this was also during Golden Hour. It was a really good Golden Hour picture. In terms of my skin, it does not look that bad. So we're gonna go ahead into Facetune. So for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same exact smoothing thing that I did before, but I'm gonna bring that down to like maybe 50 because it's not even that bad. And then another thing that I do when I have my teeth showing, yes, I whiten my teeth. I'm sorry, I'm self-conscious, but I don't keep it up because when they have it up to 50, but that's still a lot and it's just pretty obvious. So I'm gonna bring it up just a tiny bit. That's what, 20? Yeah, and we're gonna save the picture. Now we're gonna import the picture into Visco. Okay, so for this picture, I really like the lighting. I really like how it looks. I don't wanna edit it too much. Okay, we're gonna go with FR4. We're only gonna bring it up a little bit for this, 3.7. Then we're gonna go, I didn't mention last time, but white balance is where you find the temperature and the tint. And we're gonna bring the temperature up because like I said, I love making my pictures look warm, 0.7. And then for tint, I definitely wanna add a lot of pink in there, so 2.5. This isn't exactly how I did it the first time that I edited this picture to post, but I don't know, I just kind of wing it every time I do it. And I think that that's all that I wanna do for this. I am, however, going to crop it a tiny bit. Now we're gonna go ahead and save it, and there we go. Now we have our picture. So the last picture we're gonna edit is a picture that I took in my room. I posted it recently. So I took a bunch literally up against my bedroom wall. So if you want to know the secret to this, it's really just my bedroom wall. I'm gonna pick one that I didn't post. All right, so we're gonna go with this one. So actually for this one, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna show you how I use Afterlight and Snapseed. So if I were to do Afterlight for this, I sometimes use the glow effect on Afterlight. But before I do that, I'm just gonna go into this app and crop it because that's bothering me a lot. So I'm literally just taking out all of this empty space and cropping it. So there we go. Now it's exactly how I want it to be. I'm gonna go all the way over here and we have the glow effect. Now, if you can see how that did it, it's very glowy and I like it because it gives it that like vintage 90s look kind of thing. So sometimes I'll use this glow effect, but then there's also this glow on Snapseed that I've looked at. So now I'll show you what I do with Snapseed. Go to tools and then you go to Glamour Glow, and there's several different kinds of like glows that they have in here. When I get into like my creative mode, I really just experiment a lot and then I can't decide on what I like the most. Let's choose, I like 3 a lot, but it's too much glow. So I'm gonna bring it down, 38. I think I like 38. So before, after, and we're gonna save that. So if you notice the difference between this and then the glow on Afterlight, it just for some reason adds a little more color. There's just certain things on it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's called Glamour Glow. So we're gonna export this and then we're gonna go into Visco. I don't think that the filter that I used on it was from my favorites, so I'm gonna go ahead and find it. I used the filter M4, and again, it's hard to explain the process, but it's literally just if I'm going through and I see that I like one with it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that one. And this one I'm probably gonna do a lot more editing with, just because it's not really a picture that looks natural, if that makes sense. 7.5. So it's making it look really exposed, so I'm gonna bring the highlights down a little bit. 4.0. And then for this one, we're gonna bring the contrast up, actually, because after some of these edits, it kind of changed the way that it looked. So when you add contrast, it makes the photo look more like a Polaroid, because in this case, that's a good look for this picture. So we're gonna bring that up to 1.5. And then go to white balance. I don't want to bring the temperature up a lot on this one. I don't think I even want to at all. And I don't really want to make it pink either. So we're not going to mess with that. The grain, we're definitely going to bring up 3.3. And then vignette. I don't know how you say that. Okay, but we are going to add a little bit of that, 3.7. So there we go. It looks very vintage, very aesthetic. So we have before and after. So those are 3 pretty good examples of pictures that I post. Okay, there's people in the yard right now. There's people in the driveway and I feel very uncomfortable filming myself while this is going on. Anyway, another point that I wanted to make is the camera that I use. So for that picture, the third one, I use my vlog camera, which is the Canon G7X Mark II. This camera is not really made for pictures, it's made for videos. However, it's the only camera that I have. I don't really have the money right now to invest in a new camera, but I hope that one day that I can. One that's really good with pictures and video. It is doable, but it's not something that you can take like pictures really fast on. In terms of my other pictures, I very, very rarely, basically never, I never have people use my phone for pictures of me. I usually get them taken of me when I'm with my friends, and a lot of my friends have better phones than I do. I don't know if that's me being picky, but I do like to have really good quality photos, and I just feel like my phone doesn't have the best quality. If I'm with my friends and they have a phone that's better than me, they don't mind using it, and then they just airdrop me their pictures. Please don't come after me for that. I just like to have a good feed. Anyway, I did mention this in another one of my videos, but comment below if you are interested in me making a video about how I take my Instagram pictures, because I feel like if I were to make that video, it would be a whole separate thing and it would take just as long as it was to film this. So I just didn't want to have so much packed into one video. But like I said before, follow me if you want to see those pictures. So I hope this video kind of gave you guys some ideas on maybe how you can edit your pictures. I hope it explained the way that I edit well enough. I really just, like I said, don't have a system to how I do it. It's very random. So like always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And you guys are always welcome to comment video ideas down below. I did put a community post up asking for ideas. I don't think a lot of people saw it, so I guess I can ask in this video. If you have any at-home video ideas, definitely comment them below, because I'm really trying to think of ideas that I can do while I'm stuck here. Also, okay, I keep forgetting, there's so many things I need to say. Real quick, I've been trying to keep my upload day to Sundays, so now you have a day to look forward to. I've been trying to stick to that, and so far it's been working pretty well. So yeah. So again, I hope you like this video, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.